one of the things that, like, if you're joining me from the old 32 Thoughts podcast, or if you heard me on Chicklets last week, or you're someone that's new to the whole DFO, the Nation Network family, really encourage you to check out everything that we have to offer audio-wise, digital-wise as well. I will put this lineup up against any lineup in hockey any single day of the week. And the nice thing about DFO, the website, is Matt Larkin gets everybody caught up and starts their weekend off with the things you need to pay attention to that week. And this morning I woke up and clicked on Larkin, and it's this week in the NHL. Offer Sheet Boys return to Edmonton. I want to get there in a second. Also points out that tomorrow is going to be a very special day in Calgary as the Columbus Blue Jackets return. This will be the first trip to Calgary since the Gaudreau brothers passed away. There won't be a dry eye in the place, and we'll be very much looking forward to that. December 4th, roster announcements for Four Nations Faceoff. Not a moment too soon for me. I guess it's fun marketing, gets everyone hyped up about Four Nations, but I think I've read my last fantasy list, or here's my Team Canada. Here's who I think sweet. I just get me the list. Just get me the teams, and let's get this thing going. And then also mention something else, and this is something to look forward to on Saturday. The St. Louis Blues visit the Edmonton Oilers. And as Larkin puts it, the Offer Sheet Boys return to Edmonton. So Philip Broberg, Dylan Holloway. This was one of the great stories of the offseason. This was one of the great stories. We don't see offer sheets anymore. Well, we do see offer sheets, and now we see double offer sheets. Now, a couple of things with this one that I want to share with you. Because like a lot of people, I was really curious about this one, really always interested in offer sheets, predatory or otherwise, and have wondered, were there any other teams? Because these two were always going as a package. Like this was going to be double offer sheet. Broberg and Holloway were going together. This was going to happen. There were three teams who were prepared to do offer sheets for these players. St. Louis was the preferred candidate, I believe, for both these players. But as we all know, St. Louis had a hard time getting that second-round pick back, and they ended up getting it from the Pittsburgh Penguins. And then they had the compensation, and they could check all the boxes and get both the players. But interestingly in all of this, again, two other teams were interested in trying to get all the necessary ingredients together to offer sheet Broberg and Holloway. And it sounds very much like one of the teams was the Calgary Flames. Now, just think about that for 1 second. When you think the Battle of Alberta, when you think about like the nastiness and the vitriol between these two teams, like my mind right away goes back to, the days of the 80s when they would compete and, one team would win the Stanley Cup one year and the other would win it the next. Calgary was a really good team. And we think about those games between the two that would take about 4.5 hours to play. You spent more time picking up gloves than announcing the goals. And these are the days of Dave Semenko and Marty McSorley and Don Jackson and Tim Hunter and Jim Poplinski and everybody else going at it on the ice. Legitimate hatred between Edmonton and Calgary. The fan base didn't get along, fights in the stands, etc. And we fast forward to the summer of 2024, and that feud could have been played out with offer sheets, and just consider what that would have done to the Battle of Alberta, and if there would have been any more pressure on Edmonton to try to maneuver their player personnel in order to match the offer, knowing that it was the provincial rival. I still don't know who the third team was. That may remain a white whale for me. We shall see. But it sounds very much like Calgary was one of the other teams that were in pursuit of the offer sheet for Philip Broberg and Dylan Holloway. If you enjoyed that video, and we certainly hope that you do, please hit the subscribe button right there here at Daily Faceoff. I will put this lineup up against any hockey lineup anywhere. It all gets underway at 9 o'clock Eastern with Morning Cup of Hockey. That is Johnny Lazarus. That is Colby Cohen. Then at noon, it's DFO Live. And then 3 o'clock Eastern, The Sheet. Get caught up on everything in hockey.